Okay, if we have whiteflies, we want to look at a certain leaf on the plant. What we want to do is find the fifth main stem leaf, starting at the top. So we'll count down 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll look at the fifth leaf. And the first thing we can do is just do something called a leaf turn. And that's where we can actually count the number of adults. We could calculate the percentage of these leaves that were infested with adults. That'd be good information to know. But perhaps more importantly is we could sample the fifth leaf at multiple locations and look for the presence of absence of immature whiteflies. And that would help us know when and if we needed to spray. If we are going to treat for whiteflies, if we see the majority of the leaves have immature whiteflies, that would be more than 50% of the leaves infested with nymphs, we would want to consider using one of our IGR insecticides such as NAC. In the long run, the IGR such as NAC or Courier is our most economical treatment. With whiteflies, if you let the field get out of control, it's rare that we're going to regain control, so you need to be proactive monitoring for whiteflies. The other thing that you should consider with whiteflies, once they're present in a field, and if you see any level of whiteflies in a field, their presence should influence management decisions in terms of other pests. For example, the fact that we have a few whiteflies out here, we'd want to be very careful about using insecticides which would flare or cause these whiteflies to become more of an issue. Products like Byrne, for example, are very destructive to a lot of natural enemies that prey upon whiteflies. Byrne has zero activity on whiteflies, so we might want to look at using something like a pyrethroid such as bifenthrin, which does have a little bit of suppressive activity on whiteflies.
So we got to be careful not to get rid of our beneficials, which are helping us.
You know, once you have whiteflies in the field, they can be a very devastating pest. So it can be very expensive to control. So we want to try to manage them, truly manage them, by trying to do everything we can to reduce the risk of them blowing up.
So what are some of our beneficials that help us with the whiteflies?
Well, there are several beneficials. We have predators like your minute pirate bugs, but probably the greatest regulator are parasitic wasps, which sting the immature whiteflies, would be our main regulators of the population.
All right. Good deal.
I mean, more than you wanted.